Louisiana beer reviews for Loko. For Loko Sour Grape. This is a premium malt beverage with artificial flavoring and certified colors. So you got a malt base, barley malt base with probably a lot of corn syrup, some hop extract, yeast, distilled or brewed down to almost like a clear, odorless, colorless liquid at 14% alcohol, and they add artificial grape flavor and certified, or in other words, food color into it. And that's what you want to drink, I guess. Brewed in the United States, Wisconsin, Memphis, Tennessee, and Latrobe, Pennsylvania. In other words, City Brewing for brewing company, but it's really Phusion Projects. So they got the different shades of purple, camouflage type thing going on. 2550LX. That's the 255th day of 2020 at LX La Crosse, Wisconsin, at 2:23 a.m. I believe that is what that is. I think FL is like the canning line, and L is like the station, the person that was on the canning line. These things are pretty specific in food and beverage production. Comes the Kansas City Southern Railroad. Mid-afternoon westbound. See, it's purple, bubbly. They're flying, boy, they're flying. Well, they're not really supposed to go that fast through town, but sometimes maybe they're running late. They really gun it. So you got tight bubble streams, obviously blue and red food coloring, making the purple just like the juice, blackberry. It smells like Weiler's. Great drink. Kind of cool out here. It's drying up. It's very damp. It's extremely humid. It's in the 60s, about 65, 68. All right. Sorry for the loud train. I can pick up some malt base. One good thing about them going too fast is they get out of here quick. You can hear off the Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, Red Stick. There is an underlying barley base, barley malt. Maybe more corn than barley, but whatever, grain base. But you don't pick that up on the top side. You pick it up on the under aroma. Taste time, cheers. Phusion Projects. It's not overly carbonated at all. These kind of flavored malt beverages with that grain neutral spirits or vodka type consistency, they're not going to have a head of foam. They're very similar to a blended whiskey in the sense that you take an odorless, colorless base. Thing really was loud, that train. Like, made my ears, I'm deaf. Well, I can't hear anything. With a blended whiskey, taking a clear odorless base, about 80%, and you're adding flavor to it, which in the case of whiskey, like a Kessler, a Beam's 8-star, Seagram 7 Crown, you're adding generally, doesn't have to be, but generally it's straight bourbon. Could just be straight whiskey like early times, but straight bourbon to the product to the spirits, and you're blending them together in some fashion. You're getting that whiskey. So here you got the same thing. It's probably about 80% malt base, an unmalted grain base, and then with the hop products, and they're adding the flavoring to it. So like a Weiler's or Kool-Aid, a strong alcohol burn. So whiskey is 40% alcohol. This is 14. So it's much less potent. But then, of course, whiskey, you might drink one glass of this, which is about the serving of that, a 5-ounce serving. Got just over 4 servings. So it's really designed, or at least officially designed, for buying it, sharing it with 4 friends, 4 family members, yourself and 3 others. I think in practicality, though, it's being consumed in a different manner. It's not being poured in a glass. But that's really not the company's problem. They're producing a product. They're telling you clearly on the can, a serving is 5 ounces. And that's saying go buck wild and drink the whole can, in one setting. It's peaceful out here now. The birds, the clouds, the slight breeze. The body's remarkably not that heavy. I think the sour apple seemed heavier than green apple. Now I hear boats on the river. Traffic, commerce. There's a little viscosity in the mouthfeel, like a little oiliness, but it isn't much. They're saying a flavored malt beverage. I get the feeling by feeling this, like the alcohol is like in the main line, to the brain, and I think it's a lager. Ales tend to be a little more insidious in a way because you think there's no effect, and then there's a delayed reaction. It can be dangerous. I think lagers deliver the alcohol to the bloodstream much quicker. I don't know why. And obviously some scientific basis for that. Phusion Projects has a really interesting website. Even the 4 Loko website's kind of interesting to read. Like the description for this, they say, tastes like grape, but sour. But they talk about the history, how they started with the caffeine and taurine and some other products in there. It was like an energy drink. And they got a cease and desist letter from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, I guess. And so did Juice United Brands, and they say it's dangerous mixing alcohol with caffeine because you got a depressant, alcohol mixed with a stimulant, caffeine. I mean, it wasn't really dangerous in my opinion. It's just that people are utilizing the product incorrectly. But that's an old story from years ago. But yeah, it came out in 06, and then in 2010 they got that order, so they said, oh well, heck. And then so 4 Loko became just a beer-only product. 4 Loko, 4 friends out of the Ohio State University, 4 crazy friends started a flavored drinks company, right? It's pretty tart. The green apple's more tart and sour, but kind of a little bit more unpleasant in that sense. I guess this is sour from sodium citrate. It's got some, whatever they buy, I'm sure they buy it in a commodity market, wholesale market, artificial grape flavoring. You can go to the store and buy artificial almond flavoring from the retail market. So I was in Mississippi last week and it was 10% on the shelves. It's 14 here. Louisiana doesn't have those kind of laws. But I can't get juice here. Juice, Joose, so I had to get the 10% offering. So the juice is better because it's natural flavoring, seems a little bit more authentic. The screwdriver tastes like literally orange juice in it. You could taste the orange juice, the bitterness from the orange peels and the pith. The blackberry, you could definitely pick up the blackberry tannin skin. But this is all right. I mean, we all know if you buy Weiler's or Flavor Aid grape drink mix, it's not going to be real grape. I mean, we kind of know that. So don't have a hissy fit and a conniption fit and a nervous breakdown over it. It's not that big of a deal. I used to be that way, like high strung over it. Like, no, it's everything wrong with beer. But now my experience with craft beer and everything is like, that's it. The pony show is here and the dog show's here, and now they're a dog and pony show. So you're in Rome, you just do as the Romans do, I guess. It's the world in which we live. I'm surprised by the light body, relatively light body of this. I guess, obviously, I would never drink this except for a review. I heard some negative comments about some other flavored beers, craft or macro and middle crow, saying, well, it's a bad product because I couldn't drink it every day. I was thinking about that this morning. I said, but are these really designed to drink every day? They're specialty items. You drink them occasionally, like Four Loko sour grape at a fancy party, you know, trying to impress the guests at like the art museum downtown. Or maybe not that setting. It's tart. It's not super tart. The sour apple is much more tartar, which is fine. The juice blackberry was very tart, impressively so. But this is balanced, not too sweet. Now people say these things are so sweet, repulsively sweet. I don't see that. It's probably corn syrup. It's probably high fructose corn syrup, which is why it has this kind of strange Coca-Cola-like drying sensation at the end, which I hate. Would I drink this over Coca-Cola every day of the week, at any time, except when I wasn't allowed to? But then, of course, I would never drink Coca-Cola, so it's a moot point. I wouldn't drink any of these things. But it's not as bad as you would think. It's not as good as you would think, but then no one would think that. So that's ridiculous. No one would think it's that good, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to be careful with this. I'm going to say, laissez les bon temps rouler. Y'all go on down or up or across to Memphis, Tennessee, and check out the city brewery, the old Schlitz Brewery. See if they'll give you a tour. I'd like to take a tour. They'd probably tell me no. And I'm going to score this. I'm going to score it the same. No, I'm going to go 1 point lower than I did with the Untitled Art Grapefruit, sweet and sour grapefruit IPA. I'm going to say 89 out of 100. It is very good for what it is, a flavored, convenience store malt beverage. It's what it's designed to be. You can't say it's bad because it just isn't bad. I mean, it's definitely not high art. It's low comedy. And the website feeds into the low comedy, much like the Three Stooges, Marx Brothers type thing. You know, the glib approach. And what do I know for glib? But I think it does work in that lowbrow approach. So, being that it is what it is in that realm, I'll give it an 89, a very good score. It is very good, which is shocking to me because I'm seeing it in the coolers for years thinking it's a D-. It's an F, but it's at best D-. So it's nice to get corrected and have your perceptions change, be more open-minded. So thank you for watching this video production.